Thank you for joining us for A History of Horror, where we'll be going over a list of movies from the 1920s to the modern horror flicks of the last decade.
I bid you welcome.
We just finished covering the silent era, so today we'll be looking at the world's first horror movie with sound, 1931's Dracula, directed by Todd Browning. It came out during a dark time in American history. Even during the Roaring Twenties, there was anxiety that all good things would come to an end. These fears became realized on October 24, 1929, when the stock market crashed and Americans found themselves in the Great Depression. Going to the movies became a popular pastime for many since it was affordable and provided a temporary escape from the reality outside. Because of the increase in demand, Universal took this opportunity to produce horror movies, kicking off the golden age of horror. The world would be introduced to a plethora of monsters during this time. Not only was it the first horror movie with sound, it was also the first time Hollywood took the horror genre to the realm of the supernatural. Like Nosferatu, Dracula is based on the novel by Bram Stoker, and also like Nosferatu, it takes several liberties with the plot. In this version, the real estate agent Renfield travels to Transylvania to sell London property to Dracula. During his travels, he receives warnings from the local population.
We people of the mountains believe at the castle there are vampires.
The role of Dracula is played by Hungarian actor Bela Lugosi. There are arguably better depictions of Dracula, especially when you watch Christopher Lee's Dracula in the Hammer series. However, Lugosi's performance is nothing less than iconic. If you've ever done an impression of Dracula, most likely you were doing the Lugosi version.
Children of the night, what music they make.
Renfield is played by Dwight Frye, who we initially see as confident until he steadily loses control of the situation. And that's when we really see his time to shine. His portrayal of a lunatic is captivating, that laugh and the look on his face. There are times in the movie when he almost upstages Lugosi.
What? Thousands, millions of them.
As the movie goes on, both Dracula and Renfield arrive in London. Dracula hunts his victims like a predator, merging into their social lives and gaining their trust just in time to make his attack. Unlike previously in Nosferatu, Lugosi's Dracula brings a charm and sex appeal that would identify vampires for the remainder of the subgenre. In later films, vampires would carry more of an anti-hero role, showing benevolence to those they love. But make no mistake though, Count Dracula is a monster and completely evil. Dracula and Renfield prey on two socialites named Mina and Lucy, only to be foiled by the presence of Dr. Van Helsing played by Edward Sloane. Van Helsing and Dracula make a great polar opposition to one another. Both men are intelligent and willing to fight to the death to get what they want, and you start to feel that you'll be okay as long as you stay close to Van Helsing. Bela Lugosi would take a few more roles in horror, with most of them being rather dull. He developed a drug addiction and starred in a few Ed Wood movies before he died in 1956. For his funeral, he requested to be buried in his old cape. Well guys, that's all for today. Please look out for my next video, which will be coming next week. We'll be raising Boris Karloff from the dead for Frankenstein. Thanks for watching.